Welcome to We Might Be Nerds, where we sandwich you with delicious information.
Delicious content.
I'm Dylan Critchfield.
I'm Kyle Montgomery.
I'm Sarah Critchfield.
I'm the Cookie Monster, a.k.a. Jacob Montgomery.
I'm scared and hungry.
Wait, why are we talking about cookies?
Well, last week we did talk about the history of Hydrox, Oreo, and their interplay a little bit. Or last time, I should say. Excuse me. It's been a couple weeks since we last recorded. But since then, I did make good on the promise, and I made sure we all had some Hydrox so we can taste test.
Let's try Hydrox.
Cookies.
Now, Sarah, Kyle, and I each have a couple of Hydrox and a couple of Oreos to taste test. Jake, you only have the Hydrox, but you know what an Oreo tastes like.
Yes.
So, I was planning on my part to do one of each dry and then one of each in milk. And
Sounds
then,
good to me.
Kyle, can you explain your setup for our listeners real quick?
Okay.
And what you're planning to do for your review of these cookies against each other in this cookie off.
I have 2 round plastic containers. Each of them are filled with 4 cookies each. 4 of them Hydrox, 4 of them Oreos. I don't necessarily need to have all 4 cookies, but I kind of wanted to saturate the air inside the container, so when I first open it, I get kind of a whiff of each of them. So it's not just a taste test. You can also see if they smell any different as well. So
you're going for the wine sniff test.
I'm going for the full experience, baby.
Super processed cookies.
I don't know. Those
I didn't notice the
Hydroxes,
Hydrox are trying to make a point that they don't have certain ingredients like high fructose corn syrup and real cocoa. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah and I were looking at some of the marketing after the last recording, and man, that marketing is
intense.
It's borderline lying in some cases. It's still technically correct, but in a kind of cruddy way that I'm not sure I appreciate.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of products where you'll see it says no high fructose corn syrup. You look at it, it just says corn syrup. It's okay, great.
They use real granulated sugar to their credit, but a lot of it's all about in America. It's American, and it's just
proudly made in the USA.
A lot of the branding and facts about the product are branded in a way that I find somewhat scummy, but again, company's going to do what company's going to do.
Yeah, and I guess it's because Oreo is owned by Mondelez now, or Nabisco is owned by Mondelez or whatever it was.
Yeah, and
it's an international company, but I think most of the Oreos we get here are still made in the United States.
I'm pretty sure, and not to mention that Leaf Brands, after they acquired Hydrox, and obviously they have a love for it, and that's fair, but they kind of have a chip on their shoulder about the whole Oreo got bigger because reasons. We talked about the branding, the marketing as a premium product, and the fact that Oreo branched out. They started doing different flavors. They started experimenting and got very popular. I'm pretty sure some of the varieties of Oreo that aren't the standard Oreo are more popular. Stuff like the vanilla cookie. But
those are
enough
darn
about
good.
the recap. How do we want to do this? Do we want to start with a Hydrox, or do we want to start with an Oreo for those of us who have them?
Now, full disclosure, my wife also had some of these before the recording, and I had her do. Oh no!
I was review.
No. I'm not doing the review. I'm just talking about the method I did with her. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
We did a Hydrox cookie first, and she did it dry, and then did it with milk, and then did an Oreo right after it. Same method.
Okay. So for those of us who have both, let's do a Hydrox dry, Oreo dry, Hydrox milk, Oreo milk. And Jake, I guess you'll just stay out on the Oreo one.
No, I'm just trying to remember what an Oreo tastes like.
It's okay. It's muscle memory.
At this point, the flavor of Oreo is basically in our DNA, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
Right.
A lot of, especially in our case, considering how many Oreos we consumed at our maternal grandparents alone.
So before we dunk into this, what are your expectations? Which cookie do you think you're going to like more? Or are you excited about Hydrox? Are you dreading rewriting your thoughts on a sandwich cookie? How are you feeling before we start?
Honestly,
so much pressure.
I don't have like many expectations out of like the difference we talked about last week, where the Hydrox has a richer chocolate, like it's a darker chocolate, more brownish taste with the harder, crispier cookie and the sweeter, allegedly, filling. I'm expecting just a different experience. I've had Hydrox like over 10 years ago, but I expect fully to come out preferring Oreo personally, but I think I'll also have a different opinion of Hydrox than I did so long ago, because, you know, I've grown as a person. My tastes have changed quite a bit in the intervening years. So for me, it's more, I'm just interested to see what it tastes like and if it's something I find palatable or not.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to think the Hydrox tastes like a store brand, like, you know, chocolate cookie with cream. Because, I mean, there's just, something about an Oreo, and I mean,
Everything
such
else.
a huge company. They have like such like, I'm sure, like really intense like production controls. Like it always tastes the same. And then like this Hydrox, I mean, they're saying it's like the old formula.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, I mean, the amount of money behind the Oreo is ridiculous.
Not to mention the marketing and the mind share, like in the public eye, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
about
impossible to not compare it to what I'm used to.
For sure.
So you're saying it's going to be a little bit like drinking RC compared to like Coke or Pepsi. They're kind of like, they're their own original thing, yet every store brand I've ever had tastes a lot like RC. Yeah?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it'd be different if it was like some local bakery's take on an Oreo cookie, but at the end of the day, these are both like super processed, factory-made foods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think based upon the description last time, for last episode, I think I'm going to come out liking Hydrox better than Oreo.
I'm
Really?
kind of in that boat. I'm looking forward to a less sweet cookie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Something a little darker.
Fair. I mean, if you like dark chocolate, which I understand that both of you enjoy dark chocolate, both Kyle and Sarah, that very well may be the case. I can see that for both of you. Personally, I think I'll still prefer Oreo, but let's start up with the dry Hydrox.
Do we want to point out
dry
some
docs.
just looking at the cookies, Oreo next to Hydrox look kind of brown, actually, and Hydrox are almost black.
It's very much a difference in coloration, like between milk chocolate and dark chocolate. That's the comparison I'll make.
Oh,
for
there's
the
like
coloration.
like 4 holes in the Hydrox cookie
like
itself,
air
and there's
holes.
no holes. Yeah, kind of like a Cheez-It or
Yeah,
a burger
very
from
It's
cheesy.
a
like
cookie cracker.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
All right. I got to open up mine and give it a little bit of a smell.
It's so amazing.
Also,
Wow. Okay, that's not what I expected at all. It does not smell very chocolately.
they don't smell
Smells
very
a little
good.
Smell a little fresh. They I don't think they smell bad. But they just don't have that kind of sweet aroma that I know an Oreo does. I'm going to crack the Oreo up and see if it's exactly what I think.
You got me
Oh
smelling
yeah.
my cookies.
Oh
now.
yeah. That's exact. An Oreo is exactly the way you remember smelling them. I mean, it's like if you've had a dirt cake or something like that, you know the smell of crushed up Oreos.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. There's so much like,
And this
It's
is
the
just
smell of processed chocolate and
wow.
sweet,
like every aspect
that
of
is
the
so
Oreo has
different.
been like worked on, you know, by
and like a Little Debbie's, the chocolate and cream little rolls they have a very similar smell to Oreo, where this is like you said, Kyle, kind of it smells fresh and natural in a way.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. It smells fresh and natural.
Must be the
Smells like-
flowers on the
it
design.
smells like
Alright.
a
I'm gonna take
cocoa,
this other
like
one out.
Teddy Graham, those kind of cookies to me.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
it's
kind of
almost like a hint of like something more like leafy in nature. I'm not trying to make a pun on leaf brands, but
There
like
you are.
that too.
this isn't a smell I expect from a cookie. So
No.
let's go ahead and give it a bite.
All right, here we go.
I'm gonna lean back.
Definitely stiffer of a biscuit.
Very much required effort to bite that.
It did.
That
They weren't
fresh.
kidding about the brownie flavor at all, or the sweetness of the cream.
Yeah, it tastes more granular. In my yeah.
I don't think it's grainy, but
No,
yeah,
but
definitely more
like whenever
granular.
you're chewing it,
All right, I'm gonna get some of the cream by itself.
God, so thorough. It's amazing.
I didn't even think to do that.
Wow. Okay. Way smoother.
Yeah, it is a smooth flavor.
It is a very, very. The consistency of the cream filling is way
That is a nice
More smooth.
texture.
nice texture. It tastes really
Yeah,
good
'cause-
too.
The Oreo cream's
yeah.
kind of fluffy to a degree. Would you
Mhm.
Would you say it's the right word?
Yeah, it's kind of a stiffer, kind of a little, not, no, yeah, kind of a little oily. It just kind of, it's more processed. It feels more processed. It comes out feeling just overall like I think the other ones maybe
Oily but not greasy. Kind of
No.
like in a vegetable oily kind of way, but not vegetable oil, but like not greasy.
no.
It's hard to describe. It's not bad. I could see myself eating into these once in a while.
Mhm.
Okay.
Dry.
After this one Hydrox cookie,
Oh wow.
Hydrox and Oreo need to get their act together. We need that Hydrox cream inside the Oreo cookies.
Ooh.
Yep.
Like-
Yep, I got this
That would be-
collaboration.
Wonderful. Come on, guys, get along. You guys got it here.
Holy moly! Yeah,
That would be the thing.
I'm not sure how well these are going to do with milk. They seem a lot stiffer.
They feel like they're gonna crumble apart.
Yeah,
They
milk.
do crumble apart in the mouth, but one of the things that was noted in all the descriptors is that it doesn't absorb milk. Milk kind of just falls off it, where the Oreo gets very saturated with milk.
Lactophobic.
Yes, lactophobic. That was the word I used. Thank you.
lactophobic, huh? As opposed to just being hydrophobic, huh?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
well,
if that's a real
specifically
thing.
to
If
milk.
it is, I've
It's
made
not.
it up.
Yep. All right.
I
for
know
those of
how
us who
words
have
work. Lactophobic.
For those of us who have the Oreo, quick comparison.
All right,
Crunch.
gonna go straight to it. Much softer
Mind
cookie.
Palace. What does an Oreo taste like?
It tastes like an Oreo, bro. Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Excuse me, mister. I'm going to smell what the containers smells like when I open it.
I'm
Hey,
a simple
it's a
man with
full-
complex requests.
Let me get that cream by itself. Nice.
Nice. All right,
The Oreo is definitely sweeter overall.
way
Is the first thing
sweeter.
I'll say.
And softer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not digging the texture of the cream as much as the Hydrox.
No, but it's,
Hydrox cream is much smoother.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I am getting that oiliness. There's a little bit of, I mean, it's not greasy, but there's something like, I don't know. Once again, just feels a little more of a processed kind of cream. It's not bad though. I mean, there's a reason why people like to just go for this stuff and leave the cookies behind. Right, people? What's your problem if you put the cookies back in the package after you take
Yeah.
off the cream?
Oh, that's
What you
Just don't
doing?
lick it and put it back.
yeah. Like if you're taking it off,
Once
with,
you
like,
lick
with a
it,
butter
it's
knife-
yours, bud.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. What I will say after having both of them is the creams are very well formulated against their respective cookies.
Yes, they are.
The sweeter cream with the richer Hydrox, and then the sweeter cookie with the richer cream on the Oreo.
It does
they're
balance.
both very good pairings. In my opinion, these two are similar in presentation, but the eating experience, you're looking for different things in a cookie. if you're choosing between the two. Like, I could eat either of these.
I would
Let's
be happy
try
with either.
with milk. Jake, do you
Agreed.
have milk, or are you just going to eat down the
I
next
have
Hydrox?
milk, yeah.
Okay,
See?
cool.
He's prepared. He's
My
got
Al
He's
Capone
prepared.
cup.
Ooh.
That's not
flavor
milk.
criminal,
Yeah.
flavor mobster.
All right.
Prohibition cookies. All right.
They were around at the time. Well, I guess Oreo was too.
Yeah.
Let's try to dip this Hydrox.
All right, so how long are we dunking?
I'm dunking the roughly the amount of time it takes
1.56.
an Oreo to get saturated enough to where it kind of melts in my mouth generally. I will note that the cookie's separated from the cream on one side when I put it in milk for the Hydrox. Let's get a bite now.
This is so funny.
I'm going to do a slightly different method. I put the whole cookie in the mouth, I take a drink of milk, and I impart the cookie with milk. So it falls apart there instead of in the glass. It keeps the milk nice and not cookified. So I'm going to do that now. Yeah, it smells just so totally different. Wow.
So I want to say Leaf Brands might have changed the recipe for the cookie a bit, because that definitely got soggy, but in the way that a wafer gets soggy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was more like I don't know how to even describe. Yeah, like we get like a vanilla wafer
Yes,
cookie and put it in milk rather than an Oreo.
because an Oreo gets kind of spongy. This still crumbled, but more like if you were to put a vanilla wafer in milk. That's exactly the experience.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll
not
be
bad at
honest.
all.
I wasn't a fan of the Hydrox in the milk.
Really?
I wasn't nearly as much of a fan of the Hydrox in the milk with the
I liked
Oreo.
it
I
way
think that's
better
really what
with milk.
sets
Yeah.
us apart.
I'm with you, Jake. With milk.
I don't know if I dunked it too long, but that didn't vibe with me.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Hey,
No,
to each their own. Some people like cookies with milk. Some people prefer them dry.
It
Or
almost
some
had
people
like
are insane like Kyle, and they bite the cookie and then they drink the milk.
Thorough.
No, I
what
put the
kind of
whole
milk
cookie in
do
my
we all
mouth.
have?
2% here.
Yeah,
2%. Which brand?
Prairie Farms, which is, I believe, local to our region.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Edwardsville is front office. So local farmers around here.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
Whatever the Aldi generic is.
All right.
Gotcha.
yes,
Dollar General is close to home, so is Dollar General here.
but it almost had a chemical-ish taste to it when I soaked it in the milk. Like it changed it a lot.
Would you say it tasted like hydrogen peroxide?
Absolutely not, because I don't feel the need to vomit. I'm good.
Get that?
I can keep this
Now-
one down.
I have a little bit of a hypothesis with that. I feel like there's
Do
so
you have
much
a
in an Oreo.
hydroxysis?
A hydroxysis.
Uh,
That did not roll off the tongue.
No,
It
that
didn't.
was not. That sounded better in my head.
So I think the Oreo's got just so much more going on in it, including more salt. I feel like the salt kind of covers the salt and the sweetness really cover up any kind of artificial kind of taste to it. Like
well, the
I feel
Hydrox
like
doesn't have that.
where the Hydrox is, it's not hiding as much. So whatever is in there, I don't know. I still like the way that it smells is the essence. I get it whenever I drink it with the milk. I get that essence, but I'm fine with the essence. I don't think it holds up nearly as well as an Oreo with milk, but it's not bad. I think I'd prefer to have this cookie without milk.
Fair.
Yes.
All right. Dunking on the Oreos.
Sweet. Same method.
I quickly count to 3 with Oreos, and I lost half my cookie. Excuse me.
That's definitely better with milk to me.
The Oreo is a better cookie with milk, as opposed to standalone. The Hydrox seems to be better by itself, and no milk.
I can agree that Oreo is better with milk, but Hydrox I can see eating either way and being fine with it. To have a definitive answer, though, I would need a larger sample size with each cookie. At a glance, though,
You should have gotten 4
Hydrox
each.
is a good cookie, and like, if you like rich flavors, if you like backing away from the super saturated sweetness that a lot of store cookies offer, if you can find a Cracker Barrel, like, try it. At least taste the history a little bit.
All right. Question for Jake: Did that end up tasting like a store brand cookie to you?
This is a great question.
Oh, I don't think so. No.
No, I don't think so either.
No, it was definitely unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, like, going to, like, church or, like, other, like, potlucks where somebody just bought, or, like, you know, like in school when they would just buy the generic giant pack of cookies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And those, yeah, definitely don't taste.
No.
They're just
It
blander
definitely
than
didn't
that.
taste generic.
Yeah, no.
No. I would say it holds up to the branding of being a premium cookie.
Yeah.
It definitely has a rich flavor to it. It has a taste of quality to it, but it is a different set of qualities than Oreo, is what I'll say. I can't think of a fair way to evaluate the two against one another. It's, again, taste is purely subjective.
Yeah.
When I'm not worried about having too much sugar, I am going to see if I can expertly swap the creams in the next cookie and see what an Oreo tastes like with Hydrox cream and a Hydrox tastes like with Oreo cream.
I
And
love
I'll
that
get
idea.
back to you on that.
I will
Sweet.
assist you in this endeavor because you said that and it immediately piqued my curiosity, and
I gotta see if they can get along, because I'll lobby for them to do that. Like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. You got the right ingredients, you just got it in the wrong order.
I hope you don't fall in love with that too much, because that's going to be really, really hard to keep just swapping the creams out.
Yeah.
It's a long
Yeah.
process.
I don't usually eat cookies, so it would be a rare thing anyway.
Yeah.
So,
But, you know, to invest in a good putty knife to, separate the cream from the cookie
I'll
perfectly.
go see if Pampered Chef has a good tool for this. I need a cookie separator. Excuse me,
Food
Pampered
grade
Chef.
putty knife.
How are you-
Cream separator.
How do you guys feel about, have you seen those? The little tool that looks like a hook on the end of a stick that's supposed to be for dunking without getting your fingers in the milk?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
I have not
Yes.
seen this.
Yes.
People, it's just
Yeah.
milk. It's fine.
It's, one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen.
Oh.
But again, like we said about the cookies, to each their own.
I mean, this is a hot take, but come on, people. Really?
I know. Like,
At that point, just make cookie cereal and eat
like
it.
creating a problem that
Well,
doesn't
they do.
exist and then making
Oreo
a
O's.
product for it.
This is true.
If you can't dunk a cookie into milk without getting your hands wet with milk, you're doing it wrong, people.
Or you
Or
may
if
have
you're
further
afraid
problems.
of like licking that little bit of milk off your fingers.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Wash
Get
your
a
hands
napkin.
after.
But
We're
definitely
adults.
look it
We know
up.
how to do it.
It's a ridiculous. It looks really hard to do too because you like have it sideways.
Can you
And-
send me a picture and a link to this for the show notes? Because
Yeah,
I
will.
need this.
All right. Now I have a fifth opinion
Oh,
about these Hydrox cookies versus
Kyle, I don't
Oreos.
think you gave us your final opinion on the two.
Between the two, I really enjoy not having as much sweetness in the Hydrox cookies. I feel like I could only eat so many Oreo cookies before tapping out because they're so rich in both
Mhm.
just sugar and whatever chocolate or chocolate flavor is in it. Where
Yeah.
these Hydrox, I feel like I could actually have more of these. It wouldn't, definitely not healthy, but I feel like these are the better choice between the two. Not knocking Oreo at all. There's a reason why they're still around after all this time, and Hydrox kind of, went the other way. I feel like Oreo is absolutely more of the cookie of just the general public. But I think that there are some people that just don't like as much sweet, and I feel like I'm one of those people. So I'm actually going to go for the Hydrox cookies without milk.
Like I said, I think there's a market for them. Again, like people have different tastes, and some people are health minded, and if they want a sandwich cookie, like statistically speaking, it is the healthier cookie. Is that by a wide margin? Probably not. But
Well, I have the two packages with me.
Oh, Kyle's getting stats.
Gonna take a look here. All right,
stats.
so here's the Hydrox. It's got the quick stats on the bottom already. So, per 2 cookies. Oh, okay. Per 2 cookies with Hydrox and per 3 cookies with Oreos. There's actually
so we'll have to adjust.
There's actually more calories in the Hydrox than the Oreo.
Really?
130 calories per 2 cookies as opposed to 160 per 3 cookies. However, I'm noticing that these Hydrox cookies are thicker. They are more like the double stuffed Oreos. So I'm thinking some of it might come from the fact that there is more.
What's the weight on the back on the serving?
Let me see here because I taped that package closed. 27 grams, as opposed to our family likes the original Oreos as opposed to the double stuff.
We were using original Oreos here too. For posterity.
And 34 grams per 3 cookies. Okay, so that's actually
smaller.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of difference there.
I think. Hold on. So you said 32 versus 27.
34 versus 27.
So we had 160 per 34 grams, which is roughly 4.7 calories per gram, and then 130 for 27 grams, which is 4.8 calories per gram. So in terms of weight, the difference is almost negligible.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. 2 grams of saturated fat per 3 cookies for Oreo versus 1.5 per 2. I think this also has to do with the cream. 85 grams of sodium per 2 cookies with the Hydrox versus 135 milligrams of sodium.
That's a lot of
Per,
salt.
that's considerably saltier. 12 grams of sugar in the Hydrox versus 14 grams. So there might actually be a little
that much difference in the sugar.
Not a lot.
I will say the marketing for Hydrox notes the lack of trans fats and all that. It's also been a long time since Oreo went vegan. We talked about they had the koshering of the plants, the move away from lard. But I do think people also look for the tags of all natural ingredients, which Hydrox does have factually.
Yes. However, between the two of them, no high fructose corn syrup is used in. Yes, there it is. Never mind. I looked down the list a little more. There is high fructose corn syrup in Oreos, but it is not the main sweetener. Sugar is higher up on the list.
Neat.
As opposed to the Hydrox, what was the other part? Trans fats. There are no trans fats in Oreos either. So you're getting a very similar product
in terms
gram
of
by gram. Yeah, in terms of nutrition.
Yeah, because those Oreos definitely would have had trans fat with the lard days.
Yep. But between the brand name of Leaf and the tags that say made without trans fats or high fructose corn syrup, it certainly sounds like you are getting a healthier cookie with a Hydrox. Yes. Also, it says now non-GMO.
Non-GMO.
And no artificial flavors or colors. So it just seems like you're getting a more healthy cookie when, for the most part, you're getting the same product with a little bit of minor tweaks.
It's mostly marketing, I feel like.
It's mostly marketing, but again, it is, with Hydrox, it is no nonsense. This is what you're getting. It's made with XYZ. We don't use artificial. I feel like a lot of people appreciate the realness, and I feel like that is a decision-making factor for some consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Now, I have a fifth opinion. Before we recorded this, I did this test with my wife, and she had her own way of eating an Oreo cookie, which I thought was fascinating. We did both a dry test and a milk test, and what she did with the dry test was she would separate the cookie. She would spread the creams to the end of the cookie so that it saturated the entire cookie.
Ooh.
And she would take bites individually that way. She said that the cream by itself was far more creamy, a lot more like buttercream, which I completely agree. It was smooth, nice and consistent, really sweet. And she said, I wish this was on the Oreo cookie.
See? She gets it. She gets it. Thank you, Amanda.
The confetti is not coming from the ceiling. That's the reveal we were waiting for.
Yep.
The wives win.
She
We
said
get
that
it.
word.
But when it came down to which cookie
Oh
she
no, I'm
liked better,
slimed.
I think some of it came down to being more familiar with an Oreo. It's, you grow up loving a certain thing. And these weren't around after 2001 until 2016. So
Well, they faded in and out until about 2008, 2009.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
I definitely had one in my teen years.
Gotcha.
When I was in high school, so it
They
was definitely around
weren't
there.
common though.
That must have been
No.
like mainstream production. They might have. Yeah, okay. That would make sense. Because I think I remember seeing those in stores around that time too, like 2010 or something like that.
Something I cut from the last episode, but I mentioned in our recording is my stepdad's mother always had Hydrox at her house instead of Oreo.
That's awesome.
And I was disappointed because they weren't Oreo, which is what I wanted.
I asked her that question too. But sorry, continue.
But yeah, so I know we had them in the area we lived in during high school. For sure. They were easily available. Probably at Sam's Club even. Because that's where she shopped.
No, I asked her if some place had these instead of Oreos, like at a party or something, would you feel disappointed or sad if you were like, oh, these are Hydrox? And she said no. By themselves, they're both really good cookies. I just think that I would rather have an Oreo as opposed to a Hydrox, but I will eat both of them if they're in front of me. I also
That's her statement.
Yep.
Okay.
And I asked her if she liked, like if these tasted like those store brand knockoff cookies, and she said absolutely not.
Okay.
Yep. And there was also a milk test. Her method for doing that, what she does with Oreos, she's timed it down to the second of how long to put it in the milk. She says 16 seconds is perfect for an Oreo. It saturates it enough.
That's so long.
16
She is a
seconds.
patient woman.
And it's just soft enough that it melts in the mouth and not too long that it falls apart. So she did that with the
3 seconds.
Yeah, mine got really soggy at 3 seconds.
Kyle's like, I can't even wait. I just have to put them both in my mouth at the same time, basically.
I just do it differently. Shut up. Anyway, so she did that with the Hydrox and said that, it held up a little better to milk. She would have to put it in for longer for it to get to the consistency she wanted. She ended up going 25 seconds with the Hydrox to get it to about the right consistency. She tried the same thing with the Oreo, and it held up, but it was just absolute mush.
Well, then.
But with
you guys were very methodical.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure we did this right. So
I appreciate your consistency and the scientific process you applied here. You guys did science good.
Did science good. Those the STEM minds that we have. I love it. Hey.
Yeah.
Want to do things the right way. But
you guys might be nerds.
Yep,
maybe.
Absolutely. But she is Oreo over Hydrox, but would have Hydrox if it was around.
I would definitely say it would be fun to bounce between the two because we don't typically keep Oreos in the house here. I think it'd be fun to get Hydrox once in a while and then get Oreos another time just for the variety because they're different experiences, but I think they're both good cookies.
Yeah,
I'm happy to have either.
Yeah, I was very happy about it.
But we have spent a half an hour now on what was a follow-up of last week's already elongated discussion.
I failed to see the problem here.
Cookies.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, we were also going to get 2 additional opinions tomorrow.
Yes, and I will insert them into the recording in just a second here. We have an 8 and a 9-year-old daughter who we're going to have do the same test we did, and just I want to get their final thoughts on record. Just preference,
so we get
pure
that,
gut. Which one do you want?
Kid perspective. Those kids who are, frankly, kind of used to sweeter treats, and see if
but are
they
also
have
kind of sweets averse in a lot of ways.
Yeah. See if they surprise us or if Oreo wins out.
So we had both of our girls try both cookies, and surprisingly, 2 out of 2 kids prefer Hydrox to Oreo.
Kyle, what you said about, if Hydrox were at a party, would you be disappointed? I think a lot of people would if they grabbed a Hydrox thinking it was an Oreo and bit into a totally different flavor.
Yeah.
They would feel like they got bamboozled, but I think
Yes.
if they ate a couple of them, they'd be like, oh, okay, these aren't bad.
Yeah, I think the
that's all I
initial
thought.
shock
They
would kind of,
Yeah,
Sorry.
they would like, oh, this isn't an Oreo, because they can just tell by eating it, and then like, oh, it's not bad. And then
Yeah.
like, oh, I actually kind of like these after they eat a couple,
Mhm.
if they eat
Yeah.
a couple.
It's definitely a flavor you could get used to.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable flavor, and like, were Oreos to simply stop existing, I wouldn't be like at a loss of cookies. Like, I'd be
Right.
perfectly happy picking up Hydrox. And it's not to say I won't get them again, but Oreos are more accessible for
If
us.
they were more easily available, yeah, they'd be wonderful.
Yep.
But we don't live next to a Cracker Barrel, and
Kyle.
Kyle
Yeah.
does. Kyle's gonna have to be our cookie man. Kyle, you're gonna have to deliver us Hydrox.
I want to be
from now
closer
on.
than Kyle. I don't know.
How
How far is yours away, Kyle?
How far is what?
How many miles is yours away?
It's like 3 miles.
Is
Oh,
it? Okay.
the
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Yeah, it's pretty close.
Okay.
You don't even have to hit the highway there. It's so
Oh,
close.
that's
Yeah, I know.
because I was thinking the one that's never mind.
yeah.
I'm also gonna
Kyle's
check-
going to be our cookie dealer.
Yeah, I'm also
Yeah.
gonna check Deerberg's as well and see if they have them there because they
Worth
seem to have
checking
everything
a
there.
local outlook. Yeah,
Yep,
outlet.
yep.
So, given the time we've spent already, do we want to move on to a topic, or do we want to just keep this as a fun episode and end with a game?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll say
Sure.
yeah.
All right. Actually, we have in the Discord with us right now my brother.
The first in the Discord, can you look at the
Those cookie hooks are ridiculous. Like, what in the sweet Moses is that?
I don't
Like, that is the
understand.
strangest shepherd hook I've ever seen.
I know. It's like you could just do that with a fork. Like you just stick it in the like
Yeah, like if you really needed to, I'm pretty sure you have a fork, and that's less of a balancing act.
Like, especially with like Oreos or any of those types of sandwich, you could just stick the fork in the cream and then dunk it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
yes.
Has anyone seen those Facebook kind of clickbaity videos about like
The
Like
food
testing-
hacks.
yeah, food hacks? It was like a product for something, like a melon slicer, a melon cuber, versus
They're
like doing
so
it was
dumb.
versus doing it was something household. I feel like that's one of those things. Like the product is like this Oreo cookie holder thing, and the other one is just a fork stuck into the cream and then dipped in. It's like you could do this or this.
I know. That's what I don't get.
Now, Oreo has just so many, like, side products. Like, they may not necessarily be Oreo, but they're designed to be with Oreo cookies. Like, I know somewhere I've seen a mug that, like, the handle is a holder for Oreo cookies, so you have a cookie holster. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
there's
think it'd be
like
hard to get them out.
also there's tongs and there's just so
Yeah.
many.
So many
Yeah.
better implements.
Just use normal tongs if you're gonna go that route.
Like, what are these things?
Alrighty, I'm in here.
All right,
Hi,
welcome
Taylor.
back, Taylor. Taylor was actually on the podcast previously during one of our earlier episodes, Amateurs at
I
Prosumerism.
think
Yep, that was
like
episode 2,
yeah,
was
the
it not?
second, I want to say, yeah.
Trying
So
to
it's been
yeah.
a while. Welcome back.
Glad to be back.
So, since we're focusing on fun things this episode, we went really deep on quite a few topics last episode. I wanted to do something fun. So, and having 4 of you to play this game makes it even better. I have a segment that I'm going to call "Is That Really a Thing?" And I'm going to give you a statement related to this episode's topic, and you're gonna have to tell me whether it's true or it's false. And this time I have 10 weird laws, and you're gonna have to determine whether or not this is actually a law or whether it's some bullcrap made up by somebody. Maybe not necessarily me.
I think
So
the 4 of us may have an advantage over Sarah because in our grandparents' bathroom there was a bathroom reader that was weird. The weird laws, wacky statutes.
oh
the
my
Uncle
god,
John
you're
bathroom
right.
reader.
Okay, These I'm not sure, but let me get the scoreboard going. Taylor, Kyle, Sarah, and Jake.
So for each one, we're gonna say yes or no, and then it's just be a total of
just true or false. And I want all of you to answer for each one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So, let me get my spreadsheet.
Am I the only one that remembers the bathroom reader with all the weird laws?
No, I remember.
I know of this
those.
book. I just wasn't there in the bathroom with you guys.
Don't need more now.
We weren't in there together, Sarah.
No. Just... All right, story time. Let's go to the bathroom.
Right.
All right. So I will tell you up front, some of these are fake. A lot of them are real. So.
And don't tell us how many, or we're going to be card counting.
First law. In the state of Oregon, it is illegal to use corn as bait when fishing. True or false?
Oh my gosh. We used to use that while fishing. Like when
True.
we were into like fishing stuff.
True.
Illegal.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I need a T and an F sign.
Well, Oregon's on the coast, so they have the ocean. So they may have different fishing regulations. I'm going to say that's true.
I'm going to say true as well.
No,
not to
Washington's
Yeah, I'm
agree with
thinking
everyone,
it's
but
Washington's
that
on the coast.
feels
Something
like
with
true.
the,
Geography. Washington.
No, Oregon's on the coast.
Oregon's coast.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
north of
it's-
California, and then Washington's north of that.
Okay.
It's-
Yeah,
There's
I
some
definitely
freshwater
believe
rules,
that's
you
an
know.
environmental
Yeah,
thing.
it's
We don't want
the
corn.
cream between California and Washington.
Okay.
Oh,
And there are
but-
like yeah.
sandwiching states now?
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, what
Yes,
are we
we
at?
So you're all at 0 because you're all wrong.
Oh my gosh.
It's not illegal to use corn as bait because fish will eat corn. What it is illegal is to just dump a can of corn into the river to get the fish to come up.
So you can't chum with some corn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Semantics.
It,
Goodness.
it is a very semantic thing, but if you're just like dumping corn into a river, that's illegal. But if you are using it as bait, totally cool.
Okay. That's what I was gonna. Yeah.
That's
okay.
a very eerie law.
Yeah, it's some of these are kind of a technicality. I'm gonna warn you.
Sarah, I got that
Thank
pun.
you, Kyle.
I
Thank
got
you,
that
Kyle.
pun.
Yeah.
So-
I thought this was fun. I'm gonna be upset about semantics.
You are playing
We
with
should
Dylan.
know that Dylan
Which-
is pedantic.
Let's stay in Oregon for one more. Near the Hood River in Oregon, it is illegal to juggle without a license. Near the Hood River, it is illegal to juggle without a license.
I think it should be illegal to juggle.
Fair. That's not the question, though.
Hot take.
Near the Hood River.
True. For some reason, I think Hood
River.
River is in some like tribal land area. Or I remember hearing something about Hood River.
Like the Northwestern, yeah, like indigenous
No,
peoples.
that's not.
Okay.
Hood River has a lot of archaeological dig sites and stuff. So I'm gonna say yes. That is illegal.
So
Other guys?
This sounds dumb.
it's so
false.
vague.
I'm gonna be wrong.
It's so
But
vague. It's illegal to.
sounds
It's-
so.
It's illegal to juggle near the Hood River in the state of Oregon.
I'm gonna be
without-
wrong.
On or near, I should say.
Yeah, like it's gonna-
I think it's a law that's written, but juggle has a different definition. So I'm going to say it's true.
Be a chuckle.
Like,
Oh jeez. Yeah, you cannot be a
Alright,
fan of.
Kyle, Kyle
insane.
you're kind of quiet to me. Did you say true or false?
I said false. I'm locking
I'm
it
saying
in,
true.
but no, I'm gonna be wrong.
Upset.
All right. It is true, and it is in relation to juggling anything, balls, axes, bats. However, it's not enforced.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. That's
I should
That's
get a
what
half
a
a
lot.
point.
I think. Yeah.
Okay, Kyle. I'll add a 0.5 to the
yeah,
end of
because
your
I feel like
score
it's
right
gonna be
now.
something like, oh no,
Yay.
there's a juggle river and you can't have a hood of
That's
your
what
car
I thought.
near
Yeah,
the
that's
river.
what I thought it was a juggle river as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Duh, you should know that.
Ugh.
All right. The next one. In Gainesville, Georgia, in the city of Gainesville, Georgia specifically, it is illegal to eat fried chicken utilizing utensils.
Like all fried chicken?
It is illegal to eat fried chicken with a fork, knife, or anything that's not your hands. You must eat fried chicken with your hands.
Can I tell you guys a stupid question I almost asked?
Yes.
I was
Absolutely.
going to
Of course.
ask if KFC was started in Gainesville, Georgia.
Wow.
I think the K. The K.
Did you answer your own question?
The K rules that out, doesn't it?
That's a GFC.
GFC. Some
To
good
answer
F
your question,
chicken.
to answer your question seriously, no, Corbin, Kentucky.
I'd say that's probably true. Because, I mean, a lot of people think... I don't know.
I say false.
I know, like, I'm trying to remember, like, dining etiquette. It's like one of the few things that you're supposed to, that you can't eat with your hands, as opposed to a fork and a knife. Like if you're eating like with the Queen of England or something. But I'll just say true that it's illegal.
Kyle?
I'm going to go false.
I think false because I'm thinking like chicken strips are still fried chicken, and you don't necessarily.
Or like stir fry. Like if you had like General Tso's, that's fried chicken.
We're specifically talking about like fried and breaded chicken.
What if you're
Fried
born
chicken.
without
Pieces,
hands or arms?
not-
So nuggets.
Okay,
Like-
so you've all given your answer. It is true.
Yeah.
It is
I'm
a
the worst
city
at
ordinance
games.
that is enforceable by a fine.
I wonder where they draw the line at chicken, like fried chicken. Because are chicken nuggets fried chicken, or is it whole pieces of chicken?
Yeah, I think it's like
I believe it's whole pieces of fried
what you would
chicken, like you
traditionally
would
get
get
in
at
a
a
bucket.
KFC.
Yeah.
So just throw that thing in a blender and you can eat it with a spoon all day long.
If chicken
Well,
has to
that's-
have an alternate spelling, it's not chicken.
CHKN.
God.
CHIKKEN or CHIQUEN.
yeah, the police draw their guns. Like, no, it's an impossible chicken. It's fine.
It's plants, I promise.
Oh.
If it's
All right.
chicken,
They'll just shoot you for being a vegan in Georgia, though.
Yeah,
you
you know, people be
find
crazy.
anything.
That's
Still
capital
legal
punishment right
for a
there.
different reason.
Alrighty. Next up, it is a misdemeanor in the state of Virginia to kill any wild animal, including pests or nuisances, on a Sunday, but with the exception of raccoons.
Because nobody likes raccoons in Virginia, huh?
Yes. So, it is a misdemeanor in the state of Virginia to kill any wild animal on a Sunday, with the exception of raccoons.
That is Virginia, East Coast, so settlers, Seventh Day Adventist. Is that how you say it?
That's
I believe so.
Yeah.
So
7th-day Advent. Yeah.
I don't think on the seventh day you could kill a creature. So
I think true.
I'm gonna go. It's false because it's gonna be except like possums or mice or something.
I feel like
animals.
I'm gonna
the animals.
say
What
false.
Dylan's
It's going to
chick-
be higher than a misdemeanor.
I'm on false. I'm on false.
Kyle?
I'm going to go with false. For some reason, I got a feeling that it's can't kill domesticated animals on a Sunday.
It is true.
Ah,
It is illegal to kill any wild animal except a raccoon on a Sunday.
So
It is-
Sunday's Raccoon
it is-
Day.
Specifically, it is Code of Virginia, Title 29.1, Chapter 4, Article 2.
I am repeating my losing streak so
That's a
badly.
misdemeanor.
It is a misdemeanor.
So far, only one of them has been false.
So what happens if you like accidentally hit one with your car?
So that's different. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. I didn't read the code that thoroughly, to be honest.
You probably just have
But
a warning,
it's-
and then
Yeah, it's
don't let
that's
it
probably
happen again.
one. Like it's.
you just get charged with rat
I read it
slaughter.
as like hunting or like anything like that.
Well, Dylan, this is your fourth Sunday squirrel. We're gonna. This isn't a warning. This is a misdemeanor.
We're taking you in.
Did you find any
Hands behind
reason
your back.
why it's specifically omits raccoons?
I didn't.
Okay.
Probably
I-
raccoons are just a menace out there.
Well, they like if you think about the nuisance animals, like raccoons will literally tear your property up just to get the slightest scrap of a thing, and they have thumbs, so like I guess that's a factor. I don't know.
They don't.
No, I didn't know if
The
maybe it's
thumbs have
because like people in the Smokies like to eat them, so like, oh well,
That
I need to
may
kill a
be
raccoon
something.
on a Sunday.
Like, honestly,
I don't know if it's true or not.
I need a new hat. But it's Sunday.
I need my Sunday hat. My old one fell apart.
it's the Davy Crockett exemption.
The Davy.
I'm gonna make a hat in a day.
As long as it's made into a hat, you're good, right?
Right.
Sure. Alrighty. We're on number 5
This is
here.
upsetting.
And I still have 0.5 points.
Yes.
Considering my
And
losing
everyone else
streak.
is sitting even at 2.
I'm bad.
Oh yeah, like the last. You can come back, Kyle. You
You
got
can
it.
come back,
No
Kyle. You've got
way.
plenty of time. We've got 6 more of these.
Holy crap, dude. All right.
All
All
right.
right. Cool.
Camels are banned from public roads in the state of Nevada.
Camels?
Camels are
Camels.
banned from public
Campbell's Chunky
roads
Soup.
in the
I
state
was
of
confused.
Nevada.
What is the soup doing on the road?
No, camels.
The animal,
Humpbacks.
not the cigarette, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The animal. The animal that's on the cigarette packaging.
Not Camel Packs, the water container for hiking.
Yes, the animal that actually stores water in its giant.
No,
lump.
not a camel
So
back.
I'm sorry. Read that again. Camels.
Camels are banned from the public roads. I'm sorry. Camels are banned from public roads in the state of Nevada.
True.
That's false. Because I feel like I'm thinking like Vegas. Like in the old day, they had like camels out there, and I don't know. It's just false. It's false, Dylan.
Okay,
It's
Kyle.
true.
False for reasons I don't even know.
You gotta
It's-
see. He said,
It's true.
Yay!
They were common
Oh my
in Nevada.
gosh.
The army was trying to use camels in that environment before cars came around. But once cars came around, they were banned from public roads because they were skittish and dangerous when a car approached. They freaked out.
Yeah, so are horses, but those are legal.
Yes, but like they were much more skittish, apparently.
yeah.
But yeah,
Button lock
the
up.
army
Then they'll
took a
spit
bunch
at
of
ya.
camels out to Nevada because they were more hardy against the heat than horses.
Yeah, there are far more true ones than you let on.
Yeah, I told you, a lot of them are true. Some of them are false. I didn't specify a ratio.
God, your face. Just like,
Kyle
Just say
looks so
true.
defeated
just
already.
say
We're not
true
even
for the
done
rest
yet.
of them.
I mean, there are no stakes here. I have no beef.
There are no stakes. It's all fun. And I do have a
No.
fact attached to most of these.
Except for the raccoon one. That's just will and was a mystery. Will forever be a mystery.
I will find out the specifics of the questions we had about it and append them to this segment.
And it's probably like, yeah, Citizens Against Raccoons PAC lobby Virginia Supreme Court.
But what about raccoons riding camels?
That's 2 different states, though.
But
Yeah,
they
you
were
can-
in it for the long haul.
You can't interstate transport a raccoon on a
Well-
camel.
Well, here's one. Speaking of transporting, in the state of Massachusetts, sloths are forbidden from being passengers in a vehicle.
But they can drive.
True.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Because they're not going to be speed demons, right?
I'm gonna say yeah, true, because people were using them like for the high occupancy vehicle lane.
Carpool.
Taylor?
Oh, I'm gonna be right one of these times. It's false.
You look like Steve Harvey. You're like,
Kyle looks like Steve Harvey. Like, oh.
it's just like
I don't have
Somebody gives a
nearly as
dumb
white of
answer, you're
teeth
just
as
like-
him. So, no,
I'm sorry?
I don't look like Steve Harvey. I don't have his teeth. Mine are
No,
no,
you
I
have
know.
his
I mean, it's just
expression,
your
though.
facial expression. Yeah, it was
Yes.
just like defeated.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah.
Our
True or false,
survey
I'm with
Kyle?
Taylor.
says
False
Kyle.
has gotta be wrong.
Sloths.
False has gotta be right one of these times. I'm locking in false.
Kyle, you're correct.
Yay!
Taylor's correct too.
So, This one is a twist on, to start, there is a law in the state of Massachusetts that said you can't transport a wild animal in the back of a personal vehicle. Somebody extrapolated that to say, like, zoo animals could be transported in a car, which is, they're not wild animals, because they thought, well, that is a wild animal, but no, these are specifically, like, your sloths are generally in the United States in captivity as part of a zoo or some sort of reserve, so they don't qualify as a wild animal. There are urban myths about any kind of like zoo animal being illegal to ride in your car in Massachusetts.
But they can drive.
They can drive.
That's what you just said.
I didn't see anything saying they couldn't drive. I mean, I guess if they can get a license,
They can honk the horn. Beep beep.
for
Just
sure.
really slowly. Beep. Beep.
All you can
Wow.
see is the sloth from Zootopia
Yes.
slowly honking and
But then he
holding the
drives
horn.
really fast at the end of the movie. Spoiler.
You're
Spoiler.
right about that.
That's right.
The
That's
whole
so
plot
good.
ruined,
That's-
Jake. Gosh.
It's
It's
just a
been out a
joke.
few years. I
It's
think
not even
we're
a
at the
plot.
deadline.
It's
Flash / 100-yard dash.
right. It's just another
Yep.
gag at the end.
Plugging
Yep.
Zootopia. Yeah, that's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's really good.
Please do.
We
It's
watched
actually
it the
great.
other day, actually.
Very important, actually. It's not what you
Yes.
Let's stay on the highway here. In Tennessee, it is perfectly legal to pick up roadkill of a game animal off the state highway and take it for personal use, including consumption.
Oh, that's
True.
true.
The Roadkill Cafe.
True.
I would be very surprised if this is one of the places that is not true.
You are all
Yep. True.
you're all correct.
Excellent.
There is a caveat. To pick up a bear off the side of the road, you have to have a permit. And to pick the corpse of a deer off the side of the road, you have to notify the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
I feel like that's
Other
about
than
the
that-
same for Illinois.
So let's extrapolate for a second here. It is legal to consume bear roadkill in Tennessee. You can
Wow.
eat bear
If you have a permit.
if you have a permit. So that's a
Mm.
thing.
So do you think you have to get a tag for your roadkill deer?
I'm not sure. It just says you have to give them a call. You have to notify them that you're taking it.
Oh. Maybe it's so they don't send a crew out there.
Hey, I'm taking this half
Yeah,
a deer
waste their
that's
time.
left.
Yeah.
You wasted our time. We're gonna get that deer.
To...
That's
Give
the
us our deer
state's
back.
deer.
I think there was was it Dirty Jobs? They had he did the roadkill collector, and I think they processed that meat. Oh gosh, I shouldn't even brought it up because I can't even remember where they process it to. But they do find like a way to reuse that meat and like.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was for like state or city zoos
Yeah.
to feed the animals there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense as a good way to use
Meat.
the roadkill, the
Yeah.
meat, the substance.
See, your hot dogs aren't that bad.
Yep.
Or fertilizer.
All right, we got 3 more to go.
Cracking through.
In parts of the state of Washington, killing Bigfoot is a felony punishable by 5 years in prison.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
What the heck?
Killing.
You can't kill Bigfoot.
I mean,
And if you do, just don't get caught,
you-
man.
no, get caught.
Parts
5
of
years.
Washington?
5 years in prison is definitely worth the money you're gonna get for turning over a Bigfoot. You are
Yeah.
gonna be on every TV channel. You're gonna have
But
so
is it
many
true, Taylor?
deals. What?
But is
All
it
right,
true?
you heard it live. Don't let Taylor into the state of Washington when he's there hunting.
No, Taylor's just gonna be like, I'm gonna track it and then make sure it goes into a zone where it is legal according to this.
That
If it's true or not, but yeah,
what's
if
that
it is
zone?
true.
There's that zone in the middle
Oh,
of like in between like 3 states where technically
Yeah, where murder's technically legal, ostensibly, not
Which
really
is
though.
not.
yeah.
So, but is it true? Is this a
I'm
real
gonna
law
say
or
it's-
not?
True.
just-
I feel like it would be much more than 5 years, but I'm going to still say true.
I think it's just a misdemeanor. False.
So are you saying it's false?
true.
It's false. I think it's just a misdemeanor.
I'm saying I feel like I'm going against the spirit of the game, just saying true because
it's a legitimate strategy.
True.
Kyle?
False. It's probably no. It's the same.
False
same rules.
Sasquatch.
Same. Yeah, no, but not Sasquatch. Sparkly vampires.
That's
Did Kyle
illegal.
just make a
If you
Twilight
could figure out a way
reference?
to kill them.
You're banned. I
Okay.
have to kick you off the
Bye.
podcast.
Bye
I
bye.
like it.
If they're playing,
No,
if
it
they're
was
all
a good
playing baseball, it's completely fine though, because that is very.
But if they play
Okay.
baseball, they have to do it during a storm because their bats are so loud when they hit the ball.
And
'cause
while
they're so
music's playing.
strong.
Oh,
Gotta have
Jesus.
Muse playing for that one.
This is happening. Okay, so to answer the question,
This is all good.
this is a real law.
Oh my
In-
gosh.
In Skamania County or Skamania County, it's spelled Skamania. It
Oh, I got
is a
Skamania.
law that was passed in 1969 and was later amended to designate Bigfoot as an endangered species.
Yes, you can't kill a legend, man.
And is it
Were
like
they
specifically?
high
It
or
doesn't say like Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, or other such like.
Any
Cryptid.
abominations.
What I read specified Bigfoot. I will clarify in 3, 2, 1. Insert clarification here. Hey all, Future Dylan here. I did search around, but the Skamania County page has 404 on all the articles I had linked, so I wasn't able to find clarification in that regard, but the articles that reference the ordinance do clarify that Sasquatch is one of the names by which it is called. Okay. I am making notes for myself during editing. Completely valid.
Jeez.
All right. We have 2 to go. Kyle is categorically eliminated from winning. He is in last with 2.5 points.
What do I get
Good
for a
effort.
consolation prize?
Don't take away his hope, man.
I don't care. What's my consolation
Say-
prize?
You get to have another Hydrox.
Hydrox. Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
sweet. I have 2 more of those. Awesome.
Don't Crydrox, have a Hydrox.
Taylor is in third with 4 points.
I'm going to crunch
And
this
Jake and
Hydrox
Sarah
so
are
long.
tied in first with 5 points each.
It's on, man.
No, Sarah won the last quiz that was on this podcast.
And that was one you did.
I know. I
But
lost
also
because I
one that
made
she
it
had a life experiences advantage on the last one too.
Well,
I did. So
did-
what? You guys had the book in your bathroom. You've got the life
the
experience.
communal book that we all read in the bathroom at the same time.
Sarah,
Yes,
did
you
you,
guys sat
separately.
together around
Tradition.
the bowl and read together.
Sarah, did you Slumdog Millionaire the last quiz you guys did?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
every there was time there
She's
was a
like-
question, you had a flashback to your childhood.
It's like I was in a cafe in Paris.
She had a flashback to her childhood working in a bookstore and being able to correctly identify every one that was a romance novel.
Actually, all of the romance novels were kept in the bathroom at the bookstore. Yes, same situation, just more books.
No, there was just someone coughing in the audience. That's all.
It's
All
kind
right.
of like how
We have
there's
signs.
all the romance movies at the video store kept in their own room in the back.
Yeah, romance. Yes.
Enjoy
All
the
right.
super crunchy sounds of me eating this Hydrox cookie.
Guys, give me one moment here.
Bonus cookie.
It is so sweet being the loser.
He dug too deep into the Oregon law or Washington law, and they're coming after him now.
Mm.
All right, Jake, it's on.
All right.
Tiebreaker.
Yes.
And Taylor can still
I
come and take the
from
win.
behind.
Yeah,
How
this
am
is
I behind
true.
by 1 or 2?
And Kyle, if you can be very specific in an answer and get it right, I will offer you 2 points.
That's not
'Cause
going
I
to help
know-
me.
I know. Hey, I just have to offer you the fishing line thread of hope. So,
Fine.
Gotta be faster
which
than that.
which state do we want to go to? Arkansas or New Jersey?
Oh.
Save the Jersey one for last.
Garden State or the Gemstone State?
I'm gonna let Kyle choose. Since being in last, this is your consolation prize. You get to choose which state we go to first: Arkansas or New Jersey.
Things are just weirder in New Jersey.
All
Go to New
right.
Jersey.
Everything is legal in New Jersey.
No,
All right,
no,
they
no.
got gas
Oh,
pumpers
never mind.
in New
I'll
Jersey.
save it for the next time.
All right.
So I was looking at that stuff about raw milk, and it's the one state where it is completely illegal.
What?
To drink raw milk in New Jersey?
To like sell it or give it or yeah.
That's the one state, huh?
Yes.
Oh my
Bonus
gosh.
legal fact.
I hope
Almost
that wasn't
everything
your...
is legal in New Jersey.
I hope that wasn't your question.
Yeah.
We draw the line at
Hashtag Lin-Manuel Miranda. Sorry, bud. Line was a little inaccurate.
Yep. Okay. It is a crime of the 3rd degree in the state of New Jersey to commit murder while wearing a bulletproof vest.
It's a what?
It is a crime of the 3rd degree in the state of New Jersey to commit murder while wearing a bulletproof vest. Is this a real law or
Degrees
is
always
it fake?
throw me off.
3rd would be the highest. Like 3rd would be the higher.
Just is it a
More
let's
severe.
simplify it. Is it a crime or not to commit murder while wearing a bulletproof vest?
What's the crime to commit murder without
Yeah.
bulletproof vest?
I'll tell you this. Like, from what I could tell about Jersey, they don't like specify misdemeanor felony. It's just degrees from what I could see. That may be factually inaccurate, but from the bit I did to scrap together this quiz, all the offenses are first crime of the 1st, crime of the 2nd, crime of the 3rd degree. 3rd degree being the most severe.
So I'm trying to figure out it's like something it would tack on to like extend your sentence. Like you did 1st degree murder, but also you get another 3rd degree murder charge because
Because
you know,
this was
bulletproof
intended.
vest.
You were defending
Yeah,
yourself.
that's why.
That's a yeah.
That's why I think it's true. Is because like if you're wearing a bulletproof vest, you plan to get in a gunfight.
Unless you're a cop,
But cops don't ever
which
get
you
accused
shouldn't
of
be
murder.
murdering people either. Come on, guys.
All right. So Sarah says it's a real law. Taylor says it's a real law.
Uh-huh. 3rd
Jake?
degree. You gotta stand out from the crowd, Jake.
I know, false.
Kyle?
This is my chance.
True or false?
This is
As Kyle takes another
Kyle's
deep
at
bite of
Hydrox.
Hydrox cookie. Hydrox is the answer.
Hydrox is always the answer.
True or false, Kyle?
The clear winner.
Is it a real law?
And then something specific about it to get extra points somehow.
Well, I mean, that to me gives me no reason to say it's true. So I have to go for false. And I'm going to say,
You don't have to give me a specific detail.
well, the other person is wearing a bulletproof vest.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
Kyle, I'm sorry.
It's true.
It is true.
Why?
It's an additional charge because it does show intent.
Oh.
In fact, it is an additional charge to commit any violent offense while wearing a bulletproof vest because it's showing intent, and I guess it's a thing of fairness. Like if you're going to get into a gunfight, like
Die like a
gang
man.
gunfight, like if you're bringing protection, that's showing you're I don't know.
Yeah,
You-
it's premeditated. I guess
It's
is what they
I
would
guess
say.
it's the premeditative nature of it. But yeah, it
Like, no, I'm always wearing this
Calculated
vest.
your risks, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna just pad my chances here.
Okay,
Kevlar
so it
is a
yeah.
fashion statement.
So Sarah is again in the lead with 6th. We have the potential
But-
for a 3-way tie as Jake and Taylor are both in 2nd with 5 points. Kyle's just chewing his Hydrox.
Kyle has Hydrox.
2.5.
Kyle is content with his
Some-
Hydrox.
doing some.
He's happy. He went to his food happy place. I don't blame him.
Yeah, God, they got a half
Those
a point
were
on a
really
true
good by
false quiz
themselves.
somehow.
I like those. Oh, yeah.
So
Those are
he
good.
gave justification to get that half
No,
point.
it's fine. It was just funny.
So last question.
So Arkansas.
Arkansas.
In Arkansas, pronouncing the final S in the state's name is punishable by a $100 fine.
Oh, I just did it. Uh-oh.
So pronouncing it as Arkansas or Arkansas or pronouncing the final S in the state's name is punishable by a $100 fine.
Is this a state law or a city law?
This is a state law.
State law.
In Arkansas, pronouncing the final S in the state's
So
name
state statute.
punishable by a $100 fine.
Sarah's first.
Oh, I have to. So you're just going to vote against me?
I don't think she should go first. I think you two should go first.
No.
I think everybody else should.
No.
Should we all DM Dylan our answers so we don't give it away?
No, I'm not letting you guys pull that. I'm sorry.
Is it $100 fine? Well, $100 would have been a...
$100 is a pretty hefty fine for a mispronunciation.
If any word is wrong, it's false, Dylan? Is this the little games you're playing?
No, it's specifically pronouncing Arkansas as any pronunciation that pronounces the S.
Is $100
at the
fine.
end.
The second S.
Yeah. This is going to be another... it is illegal, but not enforced.
I think it's false because $100 is a pretty significant fine by today's standards, and I feel like it would have been taken to like court for freedom of speech to say Arkansas as.
Yeah, I'm feeling false on this one. Something's off in that.
Well, then I gotta say true.
No.
No, I'm saying
you already gave it.
I'm saying false. Hey, I can't be a little stinker? Come on.
You already
stink,
so yeah.
But...
No stinkers.
I'm so glad you are far away from me right now.
Kyle?
You just have the sweet aroma of Hydrox.
Kyle, do you have an answer just to go for 3.5?
I thought this was just 2.5 now.
Well, do you think it's illegal? Is this a real law?
Yes, because I have nothing to lose. Alrighty. Let's go for it.
Fair enough.
He abandoned his
YOLO, you only law once.
Of false. It's true.
It's true.
I said false.
False.
It is false.
I'm so bad at this.
The pronunciation was codified in 1881, but mispronouncing the state's name bears no consequences whatsoever. It is a common myth that mispronouncing it can result in a fine or jail time or something like that, but it's complete nonsense.
Jake, you did the smart play. I can't.
Kyle with 2.5 points in last place. Jake in third with 5 points.
How many questions do we have?
Taylor in second place at 6, and Sarah once again our quiz master with 7 out of 10 correct.
Out of 10. Oh my gosh.
I got a C on that quiz. I didn't study.
And that has been... Is that really a thing?
I could have doubled my points and still failed. That's pathetic.
You would have been better if Jake if you doubled.
Every time I play Halo, I'm like, oh, I could have doubled my score and still been in last place.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you and I are both playing, Taylor, then we're vying for last.
0 times 2 is still 0.
Yep. All righty. So, thank you so much for listening to We Might Be Nerds. We do this podcast for fun. And I know we've been trying to do a every 2 week schedule, but things are getting a little bit weird with things about quarantine guidances changing, being relaxed because people are getting vaccinated. So we are still going to try to put out every couple of weeks, but at minimum we'll try to get 2 a month in, even if it's not on a strict schedule. If you want to get at us on social media, we can be found on Twitter at Might Be Nerds Pod, also on Facebook. And then if you want to send us an email, you can email us at wemightbenerdspod@gmail.com. And if you want to find our show notes, which I don't know if we'll have many for this episode, you can find those at wemightbenerds.com. Do we have any plugs or recommendations this week?
I do actually have something. So as a thank you to everyone for sticking with us for this long, if you're an artist, a creator, or small business owner, let me personally know what you do. Tweet me at all7forthewish. That's all the number 7 for the wish on Twitter. Let me know you're responding to my call for art. Drop me a link to your site. I'll check out your stuff and might give you a shout out on a future episode. So thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah, very, very appreciated. And again, we're a small podcast, but definitely believe in promoting the little guy.
And hey, I like shopping the little guy too.
Yeah.
So I'll buy your stuff.
And Sarah's definitely the resident artist and art connoisseur. Kyle, did you have something?
Yeah, I did. I might be a little late to this game as well. This seems to be a little bit of a theme that I have, but that's okay. I'm not really too late to this one. When I was growing up, when we first got our first computer, one of the first games we really had for it was an adventure game called Myst. I feel like every one of us, like everyone I knew had this game if they had a computer back then.
I super didn't.
Yeah. That's okay.
Everyone except Dylan, because he's not cool enough.
Yeah, this ended up being...
Or me, because I'm not cool enough.
Yeah, this ended up being the best-selling PC game of all time, all the way up into 2000. Like, it was first produced in 93.
Wow, that's a pretty solid record.
That's a pretty solid record to be dethroned by The Sims. That's pretty good.
Wow. It didn't get to you thrown to... Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Myst has been retooled by Cyan, the company that originally made Myst, to be played on Oculus Quest 2, a virtual reality platform. And from things I've heard, it actually is pretty darn good. So, got released back in December, so that is playable on Oculus Quest, and there is supposed to be more ports out to different VR consoles or VR units very soon. I just thought this was kind of cool because it was a game that I played for years, beat it a lot later, played Riven, still haven't beat that one. Like, I mean, it was a game where I really liked the... It was just a bit of a groundbreaking game at the time, even 3 or 4 years after it came out when I started playing it. It was just an enrapturing kind of game, really beautiful landscapes for its time.
I think it's also worth noting, Kyle, it's if you've never played Myst before, which I haven't, I'm probably going to do this, it's available on iOS and Android as well, for the point-and-click style.
Yes, and I think it's also available, I think there's both the point-and-click and Real Myst versions. The Real Myst was the one made for the 20th anniversary, I think. No, not 20th, maybe 15th or 20th, something like that. It is also on Steam, and I believe you can get it for $1 or $2.
Neat.
Yeah. The point-and-click version of Myst on iOS and Android is $5, and the Real Myst version is $6.
Excellent.
Now, is that M-I or M-Y?
M-Y-S-T.
That's what I thought.
Yep. I mean, and this is an adventure game with a very deep story. Very, very deep story. There's books. There are over 5 games that are based on it. 5 within the same story arc.
Same
and
universe.
Other games that were based upon a live platform version that had barely came to fruition. But yeah, there was a lot supporting that, and Cyan has still just kind of been able to exist. They're also, making other games as well, but I thought it was kind of cool that they went back and retooled Myst for a platform that would have been much closer to the producer's original visions for the game.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was really cool. This is, I have to imagine, works very well and gives you another dimension of playing this game.
Yeah, so if you have a VR headset, give it
out.
a shot.
Yep, it's, I would have to imagine, it's probably pretty worth it.
Yep. All right, do we have anything else? Or can
no, I'll second that because, I like to Myst, so.
Hell yeah. All right. Thank you, Taylor, for hopping in and doing a quiz with us. That was pretty fun.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we got to get you in on another topic sometime. It's been too long.
Yeah.
But for now, thank you for listening to We Might Be Nerds. I'm Dylan Critchfield.
I'm Kyle Montgomery.
I'm Sarah Critchfield.
I'm still a Cookie Monster.
And that's Taylor.
Oh, yeah, and that's Taylor.
Specialist guest.
Special guest.
I do have an outro for you, Dylan. When you're ready.
Oh, really?
When you're ready, I'll drop it on
Taylor,
you.
okay, we instead of our normal fumbling outro, Taylor, what do you got?
Well, I remember back when I was here the last time, you tried to make a little joke about We Might Be Nerds. Well, after that quiz, we may not be lawyers, but we might be nerds.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Love
that one's
that.
free.
Sarah's a lawyer.
That one's free.
All right. We'll see you in the next one.